Alright, part 3. Went ahead and did a couple more coats real close. I did a few things. I cut my nails to look a little better. Alright, let's go. I took a paper towel and cleaned the edge of this off. I do that every so often, that way we don't have a bunch of gunk on our brush. Alright, since I got close with the small brush, that's about 3 coats. You can see that's covered pretty good. So the 4th coat will probably be the last one. Let's get the 2nd and 3rd coat on here. Set it down. So I noticed too when I was doing the other coats that I like to paint on the edge of the table. I mentioned my arms were too far in earlier. That's another reason. I can do it like this with this wide brush. But I notice I get much closer to the part when I'm doing close lines. So I can see it a little better. It's kind of a round edge there, so I'm pulling that direction over the edge of it. Going this way just wants to separate the bristles on the brush. Alright, should have got on the edge better. Let's go ahead. That was a lot of paint. And then on our main piece with the back seat, I went ahead and got quite a few coats on it. Because I'm going to share a tip on what we can do if you're not happy with the finish. If you do end up with brush strokes that you're not happy with. Some of these flat colors do better than others. Definitely have to be careful with your gloss acrylics. They're not as forgiving. Right, same thing on this piece. I got close to the edge, the small brush. Let's do the bottom part first on this one. Start deep in the crevices. I'm pulling the paint outward. I'm going to go this direction to get the paint in the cracks there, even though that's going to be black. I'm still going to coat it with this. And that's about it for that bottom. It's pretty much 3rd coat. And I did it for that color. It's raining outside, so it's nice and peaceful. Kids are at their grandmother's. I think the wife's knocked out in the kitchen, in the living room on the couch. Some wore out from the little one all week. Alright, here's this piece. Pretty much have it coated. There were a few imperfections in the plastic itself. which I started to sand out before I ever put the first coat of gray. There's one here and a couple here. And we'll go ahead and sand those out. And that'll show you that once I sand those out, we can still go back over this same color. Just do more layers and touch it up. That's something that would be a lot harder if you were spray painting this or airbrushing it. And to do that, I'll use anywhere from 600 grit, probably 1200. And that's, if it's not enough to knock down this dimple or two, go down to the 600 right there. But now if you were unhappy with the overall finish, you could lightly go over it with some 1200, something really fine, and knock that down smooth, and then do your final coat. And another tip I've shared before about dry brushing, I'll not do it right this minute. We can take a lighter color, and take a white, take the same color gray, can kind of go half and half, or whatever you're comfortable with, maybe a little more white, and lightly, we're going to dip that on our brush and get all the excess paint off, just about all of it, where it's barely any paint left. And if you look close on this one, it probably won't show up on camera, but in person it does. So it just softens up the edges and highlights them lightly. Gives it a better finish, I think. So you lightly go over the edges. That. We'll see if that showed up on camera. Let's see if we have a minute to do the first coat of black and share a couple tips on that. Use my small brush. First tip, I'm going to jump ahead. I'm going to go ahead and do this and try to paint around it. And if I get on it, I can correct it later. So I just got a little black on my brush, and I lightly dipped it in the water, and then barely touched it on my napkin over here, washcloth. I'm going to line this panel. This paint's diluted, so you would almost call this a wash. You can buy an actual wash paint, which is pretty much diluted paint. I'm using black to create a shadow on this particular line, just to give it some depth and look a little more realistic. Same thing around the handle. Go ahead and do that. I'm going to just barely get a little paint on the tip, wipe that off, dip the brush halfway in the water, and touch both sides. This one may be a little heavier. That's not too bad. And as you can see, I'm making a little bit of a mess, but it's alright. I'll paint that whole area black if I want. I'll do a couple things here real quick. First, I'll wipe it off. Now watch as we go in steps. That's pretty much what this one looked like at first. As long as I'm careful when I do some more gray coats over this, I can leave a little bit of a shadow down in the edges. And then Once we're done with that, we'll take the silver with our small brush and barely paint the raised surfaces that we want silver. Alright, here's the hard one. I'm going to start it on camera if we haven't jumped to another video. So I want the inside of here black, and I do not want the black on the yellow on the border. So I'm going to go to the corners. I'm going to start in each corner, pull outward. I'm not going to go all the way to the corner this direction, because then the edge of my brush will touch the edge of the yellow. I'm going to turn the part around and go from that corner out. Same thing for the other two corners. Going back to the middle. So let's try that. First one, so far. I'll go ahead and finish these later, between the clips, between the videos. That way I don't bore you to death. I thought it was important I capture this. I won't always be doing models. I'm actually surprised I picked these back up. That one's a little close. I'm not happy with the inside line on this angle. I'll correct it on the next coat, and I'll go down the middle. I'll wait for the middle for the second coat, even though I almost got all of it.